I see. That's quite an interesting one.
Yes.
And what is that special thing that you did for Africa Cote to win that world title? Because we're now at a point where it appears it's quite difficult. What was those special things that you were doing behind the scenes, helping these boxers build a career of their own?
Well, it's no magic, but you know, it's when I mention all the boxers, there you will know that one has to use his brains. On the boxing scene, on the world scene, it's more than politics. The politics that is played there, you have to have the patience. You have to have the contacts. See? And I came to be liked by Suleiman, the BBC president. So anything about Africa or even Ghana had to be channeled through me. He would channel it through me. Even the vice president of the BBC, who happened to be the late Alote Kofi, who was then the president of Ghana Boxing. He, Alote Kofi, attending convention, the BBC convention, all arrangement will be channeled through me.
So you mean that before you be successful, you need to have the political network at the boxing?
Yes, you have to.
Have we lost that in Ghana? We no longer have that network?
Oh, who is the one to, you know, get in for that? Not the president. Even the president. I don't think even they are familiar with the ratings committee presidents and chairmen and all that. You have to be, you know, associated with them to that level, and that's what gave or brought up Isaac Dogboe's opportunity.
Okay.
You see.
Oh, really? So you had to go through that channel?
Yes.
You had to deal with them politically for him to be rated?
Isaac Dogboe went and brought in the world title opportunity.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How did he do it?
Fine. I was approached by the chiefs of one of the couple of chiefs from the Volta region at a boxing tournament at Azuma Nelson complex. After the fight, these chiefs walked to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Boham, we want you to help our son." Yeah. Which son? They mentioned Isaac Dogboe. Then the father was his trainer. So I said, "Oh, I'll think about it." And they said, no. As for this, if you think about it and you come and say, "Oh," then we've all lost. But we want you to be with the team. Fine, I agreed at the long run. And that was where it started. We had a couple of fights, bringing in other fighters. That's right. That's right.
Because I covered those fights closely.
Fine, and all those fights I was in.
Okay.
See, then came the opportunity for Isaac.
To fight Jesse Magdalena.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how would it come? Magdalena was then, I think, he wasn't available. He was then on. He had an injury. Okay. So he was given a time to recover. It was official. So the title, he was holding on to the title till it became that they should fight for it on as an interim championship. Yeah. Fine. It happened that Isaac was ranked number 3, so he had no opportunity. It hasn't reached him at all. You have the mandatory challenger, then come to the first contender, second contender, and then you have Isaac as the third contender. That's where we have risen to.
Oh, okay.
So there was this upcoming convention. Then the father asked. I went to US to visit my son, and then quickly they phoned me. Said, okay, let the boy come to me in the US. And then we went in, registered and went in for the convention. At that time, storm had devastated Puerto Rico. The convention was to be held in Puerto Rico. And those places had then been devastated by the storm. So it was decided that, okay, the convention has to come on at all costs. So a cruise liner, very mighty one, was booked for the convention to be held aboard. the cruise liner. So for the 6 days that the convention ran, was aboard this cruise liner, which sailed from Florida to Havana in Cuba and back.
Wow. For a
total of 6 days. So for the 6 days we were aboard, Isaac Dogboe and his cousin, using the gym aboard the ship, doing road work, running. They have tracks.
So was it at that conference you had a meeting with some of the top bosses?
Yes. No, not the top bosses. With the convention.
The convention. Top bosses that don't like the decision makers.
That's right. With the WBO.
Yes. And that's how he was approved.
Yes. So it was approved for us to have the eliminator.
Okay.
Between him and then the Mexican also over here.
Okay.
And
is it Xavier Chacon or Cesar Juarez? Which of them?
I think Cesar Juarez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the last person whom he fought before the Magdaleno.
Oh, yes, yes.
So the president that then asked me. The president, coincidentally, was the manager of Azuma's world title victim.
Oh, okay. Is it the Australian?
No. The Puerto Rican. When Azuma's first world title victory, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, when we check it, you see. Wilfredo Gomez.
Yes.
Wilfredo Gomez. He was the manager of Wilfredo in those days.
Oh, okay.
So bond was established between the two of us.
I see.
All through, whereby I became the representative of WBO even in Africa in my time, long before. So this man asked me, Yoofi, we've given you the nod, but can you promote it in Can you promote it? I said, yes, we will promote it in Ghana. Said, okay, these people weren't prepared to promote it, and it has to be promoted. So quickly, I phoned Isaac's father, told him the decision, and he accepted. So we had to start the ball rolling.
So that's how you brought the staff to Ghana.
That's right.
You've really sold Ghana to the world through the sport.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What other thing have you not told me? What other thing have you not told me?
The loss of the world title by Isaac Dogboe. That's one of my painful stories in boxing, which I never forget.
What happened? You didn't play the politics at the highest level or what?
It's the father. The politics was all right, but the father, is the person to be blamed. When Isaac won the world title, defended against the number 6.
Yeah, Hidonaro Otaki.
That's right. And I, the technical director, was the one, who hold discussions with Top Rank, and then the matchmaker, who is the Australian, name forgotten. So after the winning of the Otaki was then the number 6. So he was on a voluntary defense list at that time. Passed through Otaki, then the next defense was also, we were reminded.
Yes.
Otaki being number 6, the next defense, I picked the number 4. Now, why I picked the number 4, went on the drawing board, and the number 4 was from UK. Now, this UK guy was among the Commonwealth contenders when I had wanted Isaac to fight for a Commonwealth title.
Oh, okay.
They all refused to fight Isaac, all the Commonwealth contenders, which then includes the number 4. Now, at the World Championship stage, he will accept to fight because it's an opportunity for him.
Okay.
So the father was then in UK. When Isaac won the world title, the father was here. Isaac here, father here, and then boasting, oh, he wants to buy a house in this compound. Said, how? After first world title, your son, let him rest a bit. Let him enjoy his money. Fine. So I phoned Paul. Said, Paul, okay, I've approached the number 4 contender, which I've forgotten his name, and then they have accepted. Then he said, oh, then we'll make a lot of money. I said, don't talk about money now. I had then approached the TV networks in Ghana. And, you know, the relationship between Ghana and UK is so cordial that, fine. When they buy the fight, revenue comes in. Yeah. So you don't talk about the money. Let them accept, get contracts signed, then everything becomes okay. He said okay. Then, there and then, Top Rank came out with their statement that they've signed on Isaac Dogboe. So the chaps came back, said, Yoofi, if Top Rank has signed on Isaac Dogboe, then instead of promoting the fight in UK, they would like to fight under Top Rank in the US. So the opportunity gone. Said, oh, is that so? Okay. Then let me get back to the matchmaker. Yeah. I've forgotten his name.
Is it Michael Tamura?
Michael Tamura.
Yeah.
So I went back to Mike. Paul said, oh, I should call Mike. When I called Mike, I said, oh, Yoofi, we've already negotiated and we are fighting the top, the topmost. That's the word he used.
That's Emmanuel Navarrete.
Yes. He said, topmost. You're fighting the topmost. Why? The topmost happens to be the number 2 contender because already the number 3, the number 1 is a mandatory challenger. So I took the particulars of this guy and then his height, everything, just right here. Then I took a tape, measuring tape, and measured his height on the wall. Then, very technical, then that of Isaac. Then I realized Isaac was under his chin. I said, Paul, what's wrong? Who decided this? He said, oh, that is Michael. He said, oh, we've already negotiated. Do you know what goes on between him, Michael Tamura, and Navarrate's camp? This is how Michael Tamura sold.
Then why are you blaming Paul for it?
Paul, you being the father, he employed Michael Tamura and was listening to Michael Tamura instead of listening to me and then Dr. Agumenu and then his cousin lawyer.
The other people who were part of
That's right.
Is that the reason why Isaac Dogboe went away from his father?
Well, after he had lost the world title, all the finances also disappeared. All the earnings disappeared.
My final question for you is this one. Have there been a moment where you felt that, no, let me walk away from boxing because I've pumped so much money into boxing? And did your family ever fight you because of that?
Oh, well, it's... well, they all had to, come to terms with it. They all had to come to terms with it because they realized that no amount of
talking could talk you out.
That's right. You see, because from there, they found me in kickboxing. they got me into kickboxing, where I've been the vice president for 8 years, and finally been appointed as the Ghana's ambassador for kickboxing. Found me as executive member in the Ghana Boxing Authority under Peter Zweni's administration, and so, and all that, and most of the gyms too, I happen to be the advisor or spokesperson and all that for them. So
your CV is an incredible CV.
So with this, they realized that they should leave me alone.
You spoke passionately about Isaac Dogboe. Can he still win a world title? Is he still in position to?
Oh, with my experience, it's a no-go area for him. I don't think. Take his height into consideration.
But you saw the height and you still came in to advise him.
Oh, as a super, up to the super bantamweight level, up to the super bantamweight class, he can still feature, but he has now jumped to featherweight. Featherweight, the experience that we had from with the Azuma's participation, come across a lot of featherweights, and Isaac Dogboe did not match them at all. Talk of DK Poison, who calls me commander. DK Poison, yes, he featured as a featherweight all along. Going in then for lightweight. In his time, there were no supers and all that, and it was difficult.
So would you advise Isaac to drop back to?
And can he drop?
That's a challenge too. That's a challenge.
Yes,
massive challenge.
That's right. So I've been a technical person. I tell you, that's the end of the road for him when talking about world championship.